Good day. We are planning a trip. It is the 27th of September, but we're getting ready for December. Now, getting ready for a winter trip is not something we normally do. We normally just decide we're going to go somewhere last minute and go. But we are going to get prepared for this one. Not because it's anything special, just because, well, we're going to go into some pretty cold temperatures, or is the risk that we could go to some pretty cold temperatures. Now, most people will go to the Arctic Circle, up to Norway, up to Sweden, but we've decided to go to the Pyrenees because it means I'll benefit from all the extra red blood cells, so that'll help my training when I come back to the UK. But also, we're familiar with the area because we've been there a few times in the car and stayed over in the ski resorts, which are high altitude athletic training centres in the summer. The plan is to go over there, meet up with a few friends, but also do a little bit of exploring, some hiking, and try and find some really cold temperatures. Now, the last couple of winters over there, it's got into -20s, so it's pretty cold for Europe. So that'll be good. However, this van needs a little bit of attention before we do that. So there's a few things that have kind of, we've done, and I mean, overall the van's fine. I'm happy with the layout. We won't be changing that, I promise. However, proof lie. However, there's a few things we need to change. So, first things first, I do not like my shower. So I like the shower itself. I like everything that's inside. I'm really happy with everything in here. But there's a few things that I don't like. Mostly, it's not really finished. If you look, there's loads of loose ends that need sorting out and things are coming off. So the shower itself the walls need to go back probably maybe, 3 or 4 centimetres that way and 5 or 6 centimetres this way. And then I'm going to put basically I don't know how to explain it, kind of a surround around it, and then the door will go on it. So finally we'll have a door, which I'm really excited about because we've never had one. We're also going to put an extractor in there as well, just to help with the humidity. So a little hole in here, it'll go up through the ceiling, through the roof of the van, and it'll sit underneath the solar panel. There's a gap about that much, so I've got just enough space to put in a little air vent that will suck out any humidity and any smells, because it's also what the toilet is. Also, wastewater. My wastewater goes down here and straight outside, which is not great. So what I tend to do is end up filling up my sink with water, because you can't just throw your water anywhere. I was going to put a waste tank outside underneath the van, but if it gets down to -20, it'll freeze. In fact, if it gets down to -5, it will freeze. In fact, it gets down to 0, it will freeze. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy a slimline square tank, a bit like a diesel heater tank. Not too dissimilar to one of these, but clear. I wish I had kept the one that I threw away, because I could have used it, although it would have been full of diesel. It would have needed cleaning first. But what's going to happen is a couple of things. First of all, we're going to get rid of this system. We're going to turn the sink around the right way. God knows why I put it that way. So it'll be further back. And what will happen is that slimline tank will sit at the back, not here. Probably I might have to cut a bit of the shelf out, although it might fit there. But basically the water will come out of here into a U-bend, and it will go into that tank there. And then underneath the van, not on this side, but on the other side, will basically be a pipe that comes out with a stopgap on it, just like they have in motorhomes. So it'll go down, out that side. And when I want to dump my water in a reasonable place, i.e. when we go to a campsite or a proper waste facility a proper waste disposal point, then I'll be able to just open the stopgap and empty the tank. Now, the tank that I'm going to buy is 6 litres, which doesn't sound like a lot, but I only wash pots in here and brush our teeth. So we're not really using a lot of water, and it's really inconvenient for that to just be held in the sink and tipped out either into the jerry can. By the way, we don't just tip it out into the street. It either goes into this jerry can, or, if we're at the right place we can do it, then we'll do it there. But I'm forever getting out and putting that underneath to dump out all the water. And the same goes with the shower as well. Although I'm not too fussed about the shower for this journey. But exactly the same thing. I made this the other day out of what did I make it out of? An old lid. That's just because that goes straight outside and the cold comes through there. So I've got like a little insulated plug, which helps. So the same with that. But what I might do with that is I might buy a similar thing, put it underneath the van, and when I have a shower, it will contain within there. And if it is freezing temperatures, then I'll have to do something about it quickly. And if worst case scenario, I'll put it in this tank because it's freezing outside, and then obviously I can dispose of it properly. If not, it can just stay in the tank. If I put a 10 litre or 15 litre container under the van, then it's going to last me 2 or 3 showers because I really don't use a lot of water. We get in, we get wet, we wash our body down, turn the water off, soap our body down, sorry, and then, yeah, just wash it off and it's done. It doesn't take long to have a shower, does it? Let's be honest. Other things you need to do. I don't like this. It looks all right. I mean, it looks decent from a distance, but it's an absolute faff to get to things. So I may make these a little bit bigger, or just have one here with maybe a curtain that goes across or something like that. But I just want to have to get to things quicker. It's okay now. You're like, okay, it's a bit of a mess, but yeah, you can get to stuff. But once you've got everything in there, I can assure you it is a nightmare. Temperatures are dropping, guys, and winter is on its way. This needs sorting out. I think we'll keep it. We may put it across, but either way, it needs a side on this end. God knows why I put a side on the back side and not on this side, but there we go. And we need to sort this corner out, because guess what happens with that corner? Yeah, exactly. Bed's fine, no issues with the bed. Still love the pull-up bed. It was a temporary thing, but it's actually turned out to be really secure. We need to box in the water tank. So the water tank is right next to the diesel heater, so there's no chance of it freezing. I think simply what I'm going to do is I'm just going to build a unit that comes up. I don't know how high, maybe just as high as the diesel heater, or maybe it'll come up higher. Or maybe it'll come up and it'll have like a little one of these at the top, but made out of wood. And then we'll put a bit of foam in it and just make sure stuff doesn't rattle. And we can get rid of them things. It'll look quite nice then. Yeah, the water tank, if you're just watching this video for the first time, it was one of the last things I put in a van. It did used to sit underneath, flat, but the problem is when it's flat, it's only about as deep as this. So it's very easy for the water to run out, or think that it's run out. When it's on its end, it just... I'm not making much sense with that, but hopefully you understand. It's better when it's still on this end. So I was thinking about putting it there, but unfortunately it stuck out too much. In an ideal world, this shower would come across a little bit further at the back, and it could have sat down the back of the shower. That would have been absolutely perfect. You open the door, fill your water up, job done. But yeah, it is what it is. It's there. It's not in the way. The bed's big enough. It's not a problem. I'm pretty happy with it. So yeah, the things that I need to get sorted out, really, I want to get the sink and waste thing done. I want to finish this door. Don't even ask about that. It's the most stressful thing in the world to sort out. And other things as well. Wallpaper. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with the wallpaper, by the way. It's absolutely brilliant, and I highly advise doing it. It looks superb. But I spray glued directly onto with carpet adhesive, and yeah, it hasn't taken to it very well at all. So I think what I'm going to do, maybe not straight away, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover it with like this foam stuff, like thin foam, and then put material over it, and then it'll look the part. If I had more time, I mean, I've got loads of time, but if I could be bothered, it's probably the right thing to say. I'd do the same with the ceiling. I've seen a friend of mine's van, and yeah, it looks absolutely mint. So that's what I would love to do, but to be honest, I literally can't be bothered to build this van anymore. So all I'm going to do is tinker with it and make sure it's suitable and sufficient for our journeys. So lots has changed with this van. I can't remember. I'll have filmed it all, but I'm just not got around to editing the videos and putting them out. So I might put some clips in this video for you to see of how I built this and the drawers and stuff, because the drawers are pretty cool. They well, they're not really drawers, they're shelves that pull out, which is great. There is a bit of dead space at the back, but I'm going to do something about that. I will have things in there taking up that space, and normally we've got the coffee machine that sits here, and then some storage with plates and things that sit there. So, and then we've got the air fryer at the bottom. I did want the air fryer permanently situated because we get it in and out all the time, but yeah, like everything, I never got around to that. The doors are temporary. They're really flexible, so I mean they're fine. They're level and they're straight and they've never moved, but could just do with something a little bit more. I don't know. Maybe it's the hinges, but also the doors as well. They bow, and yeah, basically I want to create some new doors as well. Diesel heaters packed in. I have no idea what's happened with that. Luckily, it happened in the spring, so I've never really bothered looking at it and getting around to it, but I think the motherboard was blown on it. So I've got a diesel heater in the new office that I built in the garden, the cabin, and I've got another one coming. So I'm going to put the one that's coming in the cabin, and the one that's in the cabin is going to go in here. So that's all good. Really happy with my decision to put the fridge back here. It works in free. It's a bit of a pain when Amika's asleep, because obviously if I need to get the milk or whatever in the morning, I wake up, I've got to wake her up, which is a bit of a pain. So just get her to move her feet. Yeah, this thing here is a temporary thing that I've done just to, it's like a pull-up bed, or to turn these two chairs into a bed. That cushion goes on there. It was a prototype. We never got around to finishing it like everything, but it works a treat. So yeah, that's another thing that needs sorting out. We are going to go back to a single seat in there and have a cut through, not for security reasons or anything like that, but it just makes it easier to get out of the van and walk into the back. So we may do that as well. But I am conscious that I've now boarded my van back out, so to stop all the air going through and losing heat and stuff. So I just need to think about how I'm going to do that. That's definitely not an essential thing to sort out before we go away. That's just an idea to make things a little bit easier for being in the van. But yeah, that's the idea, guys. So yeah, off to the Pyrenees, something like 20th of December, and then we'll be back on the Saturday or Sunday before the kids go back to school. So yeah, good break. It's a really good break this year. Yeah, just the way Christmas falls and school holidays and stuff, it's perfect. It's the perfect time to go away. I think the next time this will happen is probably when Amika's like 16. So yeah, all good. Right, I'm going to crack on with this van, and yeah, let's get ready for the Pyrenees.